welcome to Lovebug Tarot. So today we are doing a Samhain read, or Halloween, or just October 31st. So it's in a couple days when this read goes up. Wait, when is this going up? I always record these like a week or so in the past, so I almost said the future, good lord. Past, future. Time is relative, it's fine. It's going up on the 30th. So tomorrow, okay. So this is for the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, depending on where you are in the world. So we are going to ask any messages that the ancestors have for you, with the idea of this time of year is typically considered to be the veil is very thin between worlds. So any messages that need to come through, any messages or words of encouragement, or we'll see what comes up. I'm kind of playing this by ear, and don't mind my cat in the background. She is a teenager. What can I say? All right, do we have any messages coming through for, okay. All right, this one. Ooh, okay. Give me the books nearby just in case. Some of these decks are pretty new. I'm very fortunate to be able to borrow some decks to do these okay, that one. To do these reads. No, I think that's it. Okay. Especially this deck, it's very abstract, and it's called Dreamsong Oracle. Not sponsored. That would be amazing if I was. Yeah, so we'll just keep that, and the Goddesses, Gods, and Guardian Oracle deck. And this one says it's a tarot deck. I use it as an Oracle deck. It is the completely normal tarot. It is massive. It's like 99 cards in here. All right. Anyways, we are trying to focus. Okay. And this one. All right. Interesting. We got 3, 2, and 4. Huh. Interesting. All right, and then we have the tea leaf deck. This is always a favorite. All right, 2 on there. And there's, as always, there's timestamps. Feeling that one. Below. So if you want to jump into the read, you can absolutely do that. But yeah, we're just, I don't know, for some reason that one. We're kind of playing this by ear. I'm just going to see what comes through. And then we also have our tarot deck over here. If we need to clarify anything, we will do so. Okay. Wow, it's quite a bit came through. All right, let's see what comes in. Isis, Sacred Contracts. Imhotep, Visionary. And Aditi for Expand Your Consciousness. Ooh. Kind of getting the message here with Sacred Contracts and Visionary, expanding your conscious. I feel like there is a lot of support for you right now in the vision you see for yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that makes sense to somebody. But there could be, if you're watching this, you could have, you could be an empath or a psychic, or you have and you've trained like a gift where you see things differently from most people. And I think this is part of the reason you are here as well. It's interesting, we have 2 of the Egyptian cards come out as well. All right, we'll get some more kind of information. Vine, seek out information that will help you. Ooh, I feel like that goes with expand your consciousness. Confirmation burp. So it could be that you're training, or you've been working on yourself in a certain capacity, and now you're at a point where maybe finding a mentor or a more structured path is important. Bird flying, news is on the way. Ooh, okay. And ram, a stubborn and aggressive person. Okay. And then we have, ooh, wealth and April. Springtime. Depending on where you are in the world. Right now in the northern hemisphere, we're in fall. But if you're in the southern hemisphere, you would be in spring. So, very interesting. Or if, again, as a timeless read, looking at this in the future, it could be, well, like 3 seasons from now. And it's interesting we also get wealth. I feel like there is a connection here, and there's a bit of an emphasis on it too, about like your gifts, your spiritual gifts, also aid in your material wealth. So maybe you are a healer, or you use your gifts in a capacity that heals people. Even if you're not like a doctor or a practitioner in that capacity, you could be doing this. You could be reading tarot online, and just, the messages, reach people who they're meant to reach. Like, that's also healing in a capacity for some people. Okay, so seek the ally. Ooh. Again, this message of like finding a mentor, seek information that will help you. I wonder if there's someone coming in they want you to know about. Unfurl the wings of forgiveness. I got that with the moon here. And there's a little crescent moon here in the corner too. I got the message of like forgiving yourself. All right, before we get these, I wonder if I should read from the book. We did bring them out. So let me get the book. All right, so we have number 8 and number 45. Let's get 8. Seek the ally. It says, draw your allies close about you right now. It is time to, let me try this again with words. It is time to commune with those you trust, whether you need support, guidance, or simply a kind ear that helps you truly hear yourself. You are being asked to express your needs in a safe, protected environment. Seek your trusted friends. Share. Let yourself be witnessed and received. And if you have no one to hold space with right now, do not underestimate your invisible allies. Okay. Your favorite authors, artists, creators, and or your spirit guides can be an active source of support in your life. Write a letter. Explain your heart in a meditation or visualization. Some of your greatest allies are in the unseen realm. Confide your truth. Express your heart. Experience the communion of your belonging. Okay. So we were talking about like you've gotten to a point, and it could be either with your spiritual gifts or something in your physical realm, or both. Like you've hit a point where there's like another level of guidance that I feel like they're trying to encourage you about. Interesting with news on the way as well. Expand your consciousness. There could be news coming in about an opportunity that could expand your consciousness. And I feel like with the ramp, this could also be, I feel like they're saying it with love, but like a stubborn and aggressive person, and I'm not calling you stubborn or aggressive, but I mean, the best of us can sometimes be, can be hard. Someone was sneezing in the background. Can be really hard-headed. So I have a feeling they're saying be open about this. And it could be something that takes a while. This isn't an overnight thing. This could be a long-term opportunity that would grow. Because again, we have April. Something, or even springtime. spring coming out of the winter time, where something has been slow and unmoving and now it's blossoming. Now it can grow. All right, so 45. Ooh, way back here. Okay. Unfurl the wings of forgiveness. Creatures of air understand the need. Blah, blah, blah. Bleh. I swear I can talk. Let's try this again. Creatures of the air understand you need 2 wings to fly. Soaring through life's turbulent skies requires the wing of accountability and the wing of compassion. Healing power is found between the opposing forces of the two. Do you need to hold yourself or someone else accountable right now? What needs to be called out, owned, embodied? Or do you need to forgive yourself or another right now? Did we not just talk about, like, forgiving yourself? Okay, gotcha. Cultivate empathy. Give yourself or another the benefit of the doubt. Compassion keeps your heart receptive. We were just talking about being open to receive something. So there could be a message here about being compassionate with yourself and forgiving yourself, and that's going to be different, and that's going to have a different meaning for each individual person as well. It says, accountability keeps you fierce, protected, and boundaried. Engage both, and your psyche will soar uninhibited. Okay. So some pretty powerful messages in that as well. All right, let's see. 3rd of summer. I just got the message of, like, the path ahead is clear, like the road. And it's interesting that it's like the sun is coming up. Or the sun could be going down. I feel like the sun's coming up, though, in this picture. The 8th of summer. Something anticipatory. I wonder if they're anticipating something. We were talking about, like, an opportunity coming in. Maybe an opportunity that kind of not clears the path, but makes the path ahead clearer or clear to you. Ooh, okay, the Drowned King. I get a sense with the Drowned King, the story here, in this deck, there's several unalive kings. And it's all about kind of like our own hubris in a way. Each of them represent like an archetype. With this one, it's the idea of like, okay, for you nerds out there, Lord of the Rings, Silmarillion vibes of like the king that thought they could conquer the sea or like conquer the elven lands, and then the gods were like, no, and basically wrecked the entire fleet. So it's kind of this idea of hubris, and perhaps that's what you need to forgive yourself about. Is when you started on this path, perhaps you thought you would be a certain place or you thought you'd conquer something or you'd be in a specific place, and it just didn't. I got the word like it washed out. Like maybe things fell through in the past. It just, nothing came to fruition, and in the past it could have felt like you were drowning. It could have felt like you were barely staying above water. And it's okay to forgive yourself for those times. And yeah, just the imagery of this is very profound, especially for me. That's just, I don't know. And the waning gibbous. So the waning gibbous comes after a full moon. So this could be something that needs to be closed out. And maybe you are moving past that chapter in your life to something else. But this message of like forgiveness and mentorship, both in the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Because something's coming in. News is on the way. With wealth and the 3rd of summer and the 8th of summer, like these cards have a very exciting energy to it. And again, visionary here with Imhotep. seeing the path forward, seeing something forward. Ooh, with the star. Okay, let's go. This is something that you've been holding out for. In a way, it's like a wish fulfillment. It's something that you've had a lot of faith and hope that would come to pass. And I think part of it, I feel like they're saying there's two sides of this. There's this spiritual side of it, and then there's this physical side of it. And you needed unfurl the wings of forgiveness here with the bird. You needed to find that balance. What was it? Compassion and accountability? Hold on. What was it? Oh, and that is actually the last card in the deck, too. Okay, what was it? Yeah, the wing of accountability and the wing of compassion. So there could have been, I just feel like you've gone through a lot of growth. But you're coming out the other side. And it's not to say, we all have our stubborn moments. You could be an Aries, or someone you know could be an Aries as well. It could be a little confirmation for someone. But that idea of like, you've been stubbornly, also like, yeah, that message of like, you've been really stubbornly on this path. You've been waiting out. This is something that you've just had to go on vibes, on just sheer faith and intuition. Eight of Swords. Okay. There could have been a time where you felt stuck. And like, I feel that. You could have, I feel like they're also calling me out. You could have felt stuck. And I'm getting the sense of like, don't beat yourself up for that time that you had to spend stuck, or felt like you were underwater. It was not a waste. That could be a very specific message for someone. But okay, yeah, Seven of Wands. You've been working really hard. Yeah. Don't forgive yourself for the past. And sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves, especially when we expect to be someplace in our lives by a certain age or whatever it is. And it's like, and then we hit that and it's like, oh, you can feel like a failure, and it's society and all of this kind of compounds those feelings. So even if you did kind of, I want to say almost like succumb to those emotions or that mental state, you've worked really hard to pull yourself out of it. So that is not an easy feat. I cannot emphasize that enough. Ooh, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups, 7-7. That number came out. The number came out in a read I just did. It's like, okay. But yeah, 7-7. 7 of Cups though. You've been working really hard, and from that work, you're going to gain some amazing options in front of you. Queen of Cups. And follow your heart. I think that's going to be the path forward. I get the like maybe you've been feeling like something's coming in. You've been getting the feeling like this, ooh, okay, like you've had this gut feeling. Again, this intuition with the Queen of Cups. So the options coming in, the way forward, I get the sense they're saying follow your heart. Ooh, Ace of Swords. And it could be some creative maneuvering, like the story behind this picture is, I believe, the Gorgon knot. And it was like a sword that sliced through the knot. Or it was a knot, I'm trying to remember the myth exactly, but it was like a knot that was impossible to untie. And it was a challenge, and like the winner just was like, all right, and just sliced it in half. I was like, there, it's undone. So a little bit of like thinking outside the box, like you've got some creative ideas coming forward. Ooh, 2 aces. Yeah. This creativity is going to aid you. Because you have the Ace of Coins here. And again, we were talking about wealth. I also got the cutting through the BS. Like with the 2 aces, like you have swords. Swords is also air. It can be the voice. So it's like making your voice heard. Your ideas heard, sharing your ideas. And we were talking about like being a healer. You know, as an example, being, you know, a reader on YouTube, like that kind of idea as well. Yeah, letting your voices be your voices. Huh, that might be for me. Okay. Be heard. Okay. Whoop. The Ten of Swords, definitely here, the picture especially has vibes of this, the Drowned King, as well. But it's also a 10, and you're moving on to the page. So the Ten of Swords, whatever loss, even betrayal, or just difficulties that you've had in the past, you are moving on. You're moving on to something more solid and something that will grow. The Four of Swords. Don't forget to rest. I get the sense with all this anticipation, like maybe you're having trouble sleeping. Don't get so tied up and caught in your mind that you end up just bound up like the wolf here. Like Fenrir. Make sure to rest. And that can be hard. That's not always easy. Ooh, okay, and the Five of Wands. Because moving forward, there could be, I want to say competition, but again, this myth here is it's their 5 brothers, and so it's like a friendly competition. It's competitive, but it's not, there is no malicious intent behind it, but it does take a lot of energy. You have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Okay, let's see. And the Three of Coins. There could be a coming together. Again, through a collaboration, you could meet someone, a partner or a partnership, whether that's in business or something more intimate. That's going to be up to the individual situation. Excuse me. I just had to clear my throat. Yeah, I wonder if it's something, and again, we're right underneath, we were talking about using your voice. Could be whatever this opportunity is coming in, that could present itself also, not present, but that could also present an opportunity for a partnership or a relationship. Because again, we have cups here. Cups are very deep emotions. It can also be love. With the Three of Coins, yeah. A collaboration of some kind. The Four of Coins. At the bottom of the deck. I get the sense like right now, you're keeping things very close to yourself. And perhaps you're keeping it very close to yourself between like you and the divine, or you and your guides, you and your angels, like however, you and spirit, however that resonates for you. But I'm not getting the sense that it's a bad thing necessarily. Yeah, I'm not getting a sense that's a bad thing. You might want to keep things like, yeah, that might, we were talking about at some point, so keeping something on the, was that it? Keeping something on the down low? Keeping some, not to yourself, but just not talking about it, or not being secretive, but more of like a need to know basis. Like those who need to know will know, and if you don't have to. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Those are the messages that came through for your Samhain Halloween reading. So some pretty interesting messages. if any of these vibe with you, you feel free to let me know. I'm very curious. And if not, that's okay too. If you just like the vibes, please like, subscribe. Always super helpful for the channel. And I do have a membership over at Buy Me a Coffee for $5 a month. And we post there 3 times a week. We do we're doing a deck review, and we do little mini reads. So you can check that out as well. Okay. So until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I love you, okay? I'll see you later. Bye-bye.